But for this one, it's going to be harder for water to penetrate because the holes are not as wide as this. But even though it is hard, they are still going to enter because they are holes, right? It's just not wide. It's still going to enter. It's going to take a longer time. But the advantage now is, so the disadvantage is it's going to take a longer time for it to enter. But by the time it now enters, it will not escape as fast as this one will escape. Do you get? Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary and I'm the creative director of Floral Touch Air Academy, which is now Mary's Touch Air Academy. Alright, so this is my first video on hair education on this channel, and it's about to be a very beautiful ride. If you're just coming across me for the first time, hi, it's good to have you here. And if you're returning, I love you and you know that already. Okay, so let's get right into today's video. We'll be talking about hair porosity today. Like, we will dive into it. Like, by the time you're done from this video, you'll be so equipped and you'll be able to tell anyone or teach anyone about hair porosity. So let's jump into the video. What exactly is hair porosity? Because there's this fuss around, know your hair type, know what your hair porosity is, in the hair niche. And so I'm going to be breaking it down for you. It's not rocket science. It's not hard at all. Your hair porosity is your hair's ability to either absorb moisture quickly or not. So let's say, for example, I pour water on my body. This is going to be really practical. That's what I'm saying. When I'm done, you'll be so equipped. So if you've not gotten your note and pen, this is the time where you pause this and you go and get it, because you're about to learn good. So if I pour water on my skin now, what I'm testing is the water going to dry quickly, or it's going to take a while for it to dry? That is just the concept around porosity. Simple. So your hair's porosity is now like saying, how quickly does my hair absorb moisture? Does it absorb it quickly or not? Do you get? But as simple as this is, because I know as I've explained it to you, you're like, oh, so that's all about that's all about the definition. But it is so important when it comes to hair care, so important when it comes to you understanding your hair, so fundamental when it comes to the treatments to do to your hair, what products to buy, what products to not buy. Very, very fundamental. I'm going to be explaining all of that in this episode, but it's possible that I'll have to make it into 2 episodes so that this won't get too long. But yeah, let me start from the beginning. So we have 3 types of hair porosity. We have the high porosity, we have the low porosity, and we have the medium porosity. We already explained porosity to be that, okay, how quickly can your hair absorb moisture? So high porosity now means that the hair absorbs moisture quickly. Do you get? But there are a lot of tweaks to this thing I'm going to explain to you very well, don't worry. When it now comes to the low porosity, it means that your hair does not absorb moisture quickly. Then the medium porosity means that your hair is in the middle. It doesn't, either absorb quickly or not, and that's like the best place to be. Because now I'm going to explain why that is the best place to be. Because if your hair falls under the high porosity, that means your hair absorbs moisture quickly, and the reason for that is that your hair cuticles are opened. So there are hair shafts around a strand of your hair. So what is allowing the moisture to penetrate it quickly is because the shafts are open, they are widely opened, and that is not okay. Because even though the moisture comes in quickly, it's going to also escape quickly. Do you get it now? So let's say now, let me use this cotton comb here as an example. That's like the easiest thing I can find here. You see how this cotton comb has opened, it has openings, right? That means if I pour water on this cotton comb, definitely the water will enter quickly. Why? Because they are open, they are holes. But what that also means is that as the water is coming in, it's going to also come out, because the hair shafts, the cuticles, are still widely opened. Do you get? But now, if we now get something that is I don't have something else to use to do example here, but let me use this brush. Now you see this brush now, for example, the brush, I don't know if you can really see it, but you have brushes at home. So you see that the hole is not wide. It's not as wide as this, right? If I pour water on these 2 things now, which do you think will absorb the water quickly? This, right? Because it has opened holes. The holes are widely opened, but this one's is not as widely opened as this. So when it comes to which one will, push in water quickly, it would be this. Do you get? That's the high porosity. This one is low porosity. But when it now comes to the moisture that has entered, for it to escape quickly too, which one do you think will escape quickly out of these two? Don't worry, I'm still going to bring this down to our hair. I'm still using this as an example. I'm going to now bring it home to our hair. Now, looking at these two now, we've already agreed that water will enter this quickly because the holes are big. But which do you think will also, release moisture quickly? This, because the holes are big. So as the water is entering, fine, there's the advantage of it entering, but there's also the disadvantage of it going out quickly. So it's more like it didn't enter in the first place, because if it enters and it goes out immediately, then it's almost like, oh, nothing entered, right? But for this one, it's going to be harder for water to penetrate because the holes are not as wide as this. But even though it is hard, they are still going to enter because they are holes, right? It's just not wide. It's still going to enter. It's going to take a longer time. But the advantage now is, so the disadvantage is it's going to take a longer time for it to enter. But by the time it now enters, it will not escape as fast as this one will escape. Do you get? So it's possible for you to pour water here now, and this one will hold water for like an hour, while this will hold this for like 2 minutes. I hope you get that now. So let's continue. Let's bring it back to the hair. So when it now comes to your hair, for me now I have high porosity hair. I'm still going to go into how to test your porosity. That will be in the next part. That's the part 2 of this. So look at my hair, for example. Now I have high porosity hair. So if I pour water in my hair now, let's say I washed my hair or I rinsed my hair and there's water, that's moisture, and there's water is going to come into my hair quickly because my hair shafts are opened. But give it like 1 hour max, the water is completely dried up. Whereas for someone that has low porosity hair, when it takes a longer time for water to enter into their hair, penetrate into the, let's use the word penetrate, that's what they use. It's harder for water to penetrate into the hair shaft because the hair shafts are tight. But by the time they now enter, they're able to sit into the hair. They don't escape quickly. So that's why you see that for people like that, when they wash their hair can take like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours for the hair to completely dry up. So that's like the difference. I hope you get it now. So in this video, we're going to be concentrating on the high and the low because those are the extremes. We're going to kind of leave out the medium. Let's now check the implication of that when it comes to hair products. That's because I said, as much as the concept of hair porosity is not hard, it is still very fundamental to hair treatment, very fundamental to our hair care. So now let's bring it to how it matters when you are choosing your hair products. So for us to start this, how it matters with hair products, we need to lay the foundation that moisture is key for hair. Moisture is key for hair growth. Moisture is key if you don't want your hair to break. Very important. We need to lay that foundation. It's just like if you hold a stick. Let's say this is a stick, but this is not. This is already a processed stick. But let's say you have a stick. You went outside to pick a stick. It's very easy for you to break that stick if it is dry. If you drop that same stick inside water, it will become more difficult for it to break. That's how our hair works. So when your hair is dry, it breaks quickly, and that is why you will say, oh, you're not retaining length. But that's another topic entirely, right? But that's a food for thought for you, right? So that's the reason why you are not retaining length. So for you to retain length, you need your hair to always be moisturized. You don't want your hair to be dry. So if we now want to say, okay, I don't want my hair to be dry, that means I need to be moisturizing my hair. So now that's where products come in, right? That's where we can now talk about, okay, water, leave-in conditioners, deep conditioners. I'm sure you've heard all those concepts before, and if you've not, that's not bad as well. You get to know all of that on this channel. So this is my spray bottle. There's water inside it. So let's say I want to moisturize my hair. I don't want my hair to be dry. I already said I have high porosity, right? So I'm going to be using myself as the high porosity example, and we're going to assume that you are the one with the low porosity hair. Now, mind you, low porosity is actually way better than high porosity hair. High porosity hair actually means damaged hair. But with that, I'm still going to explain how that works in the second part of this series. Okay, sometimes for me now, the fact that my hair is high porosity is not my fault. It's hereditary. Do you get? So I'm going to get into the the rudiments of all of that in the second part. Let's say I want to moisturize my hair now. This is my moisturizer, this is my water rather, and my spray bottle. I have high porosity hair, but I've worked on it, so right now I'm kind of in the middle, so my hair is like healthy right now. But I used to normally have high porosity, and I'm going to explain all of that, how we come about our porosity type and all that in the next part, so watch out for that. So now I'm in this example now, I'm going to assume myself as high porosity. So this is my spray bottle, and there's water there, and I want to moisturize my hair. If I spray water on my hair like this, as per someone that has high porosity hair, definitely water is going to penetrate into my hair in seconds. Like the water that I just sprayed will enter into my hair. But because it is also high porosity hair, right, I understand the fact that even though it entered fast, it's also going to escape fast. So that means in the next 2 minutes, it's possible that you touch my hair and then it's already dry. Do you get? So what do I now do? This is where knowing your porosity affects your choice of products. Because what I now do is I'm now like, oh, since I want my hair to stay moisturized for a long time, because I don't want my hair to be dry so that it will not break. Now that I have added water, I understand the fact that if I'm not careful, this water will leave in the next 2 minutes and my hair will become dry again. So how do I retain moisture? That's where that question now comes in, which will now bring in place what are the other products I can apply to my hair to keep my hair moisturized for a long time, or for a longer period of time. So that is where, after using this water, I will now think of LOC method, LCO method. If you've heard that before, comment down below what that means. LCO, LO, LOC. Quickly comment down below before I give you the cheat. All right, so LCO means liquid, cream and oil. LOC is liquid, oil and cream. Then LO is liquid and oil. So I will now understand the fact that, okay, I need to layer the moisture I just added to my hair for it to stay for a longer period of time. Let me use my palm as an example. This will help you. Come in. I really want you guys to understand this. I'm going extra mile. So subscribe right now. So if I put water on the palm of my hand like this, can you see this? Give it like 2 minutes. This water will escape. Do you get? But if I don't want it to escape, what I can now do is add oil on top of it. Let's suppose the way I put water in my hand, if I go outside the sun, if I go under the sun, within 1 minute the water will vanish, right? You know that, right? But if I now layer this water with oil, let's say I now added oil on top of this water that I just added to my hair, just little, it will make it thicker, right? So let's say the water was supposed to escape in 1 minute under the sun. Because I've already added oil on top of it, it can use like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, right? If I now use a cream on top of it, so let's say this is our butter, I now added this butter on top of it. It becomes thicker. So let's say the initial water I added was supposed to last for 1 minute. Adding this, it will now last for like 5 minutes. But because I've now added a cream on top of it, it will now last like, let's say, 1 hour, right? So that's just how it works. So we now understand the fact that if I just use water on my hair, because water in itself is moisture, if I just add water on my hair, it's going to escape quickly, and I don't want it to escape quickly. So I will now, that's why you now see people layer their moisturizing with oil. So our liquid is water. So now if you're high porosity, that is when you know that you're supposed to go with LOC method. So you've already used liquid. The next is you use your oil, which is the O, and the C is cream. So but for hair, the cream we use is butters. So we have shea butter, we have coconut butter, we have avocado butter. So butters that can actually like do your hair good. So you layer it with it, so that way your hair can stay moisturized for 2 days, just because you've layered it enough for the moisture to not be able to escape quickly. So all I've just explained is for high porosity hair type. So do you see now how it affects your choice of product? Because as someone with high porosity, you now know that you need to invest in butters, you need to invest in oils and water. But on the flip side, for someone that has low porosity hair, Check how many minutes this video is already. Wow, I don't want this to get too long, so I think I'll just break this and continue in the next part. So just watch out for the next one, okay? The next video will contain the choice of products for someone with low porosity hair. Then we'll talk about how you even come about that porosity in the first place. Why do you have the porosity that you have? Then the third thing is how to now know your hair porosity. So I'll see you in the next video. If you've not subscribed, why not? This is the time where you subscribe so that when the next video comes in, you will be the first to be notified. And also turn on the notification bell right beside the subscription bell. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.